Welcome my viewers, my favorite students of Community High School, and also my well-wishers. I am here for the students of class 12, and for them I am going to give an answer to an interesting question, an important question. And this question is from your short story, The Eyes Habit. And the question is, establish that the narrator became pretentious, became a pretender and a liar in order to hide his blindness. This is the question. Now let me answer. This story of Ruskin Pond is an interesting story because after reading the story, almost every reader feels an enjoyment of literature. And here we feel a touch of Ruskin Pond, a signature touch of Ruskin Pond. In almost every Ruskin Pond's story, there is a well neat narration and the analysis about the character or any one or two or several aspects of characters. There are also philosophy of human life and a judgment of human situations and characters. And in this story, there is an uncommon dealing with two blind persons. Usually, blind persons are neglected persons about whom we think they have no such complex feelings, hopes, joys, love, infatuation, etc. But Ruskin Pond has broken this idea, wrong idea of the common people, and he has made an analysis of human psychology, the psychology of the blind persons, and he proved that they also do feel love, infatuation, and they also interact, they also react, they also take course of some ways to fulfill their achievement. And here the story starts with the narrator, who is a blind person. He is on his way to Dera and he is undergoing a journey in a train. And on the way, at the station of Rohana, a blind girl enters his compartment. In the end, the narrator and the readers come to know that this girl was also a blind girl. But till the end, it was undiscovered both by the readers and the narrator. And during the course of this journey and during this chance encounter, the narrator reacted, gave expression to what he personally felt and what he personally did. He got infatuated to the girl, it was very clear, and he started talking to the girl fast. And during their conversation, the narrator, to fulfill his enjoyment of infatuation, took resort to lying and pretension. It may be he was also suffering from inferiority complex, or because of his weak character, etc. It may be. But it is true that he was trying to hide his blindness, and it is clear from his own word. I wonder if I would be able to hide my blindness. It was his own word. And when during the conversation the girl asked him, "Why don't you look outside the window?" Then he faced the window. This was a pretension. Whether he faced the window or not, a blind person cannot see anything. Still he faced the window. It was his attempt to hide his blindness. That's why he faced the window. He tried to show that he was quite able to see what was there outside the window. And when the girl asked, "Was there any animal outside the window?" he answered no confidently. And this is a conjectural lie. He conjectured and said confidently, replied confidently that there was no animal. He said it on the basis of his knowledge, primary knowledge, or his past memory, etc. And because hilly areas don't have any animals moving at that time. But this is a clear, a patent lie, a pretension, a conjectural lie to hide his blindness. And a time came when the narrator came just a bit away and sat in front of the girl. He faced the girl. It was also a pretension, because a blind girl, if he faces the girl, cannot see the girl's face. There is no chance, because he cannot see anything, whether he faced the girl or not. But he faced because he tried to be pretentious. He tried to show that he was not blind, he was a man with usual eyesight. And he boldly commented the girl that she had an interesting face. It is also a lie, it is also a pretension, because a person who cannot see anything, how can a person like him, a blind person, can see, can say that you have an interesting face? Maybe the girl had no interesting face at all, but he said it. Just he threw the words, and it is without seeing the face, without having capability to see the face. How can a person say that your face is interesting? It is also a lie, it is also a pretension. Incidentally, the girl's face was interesting, it is true, but the narrator, he could not have any power to see whether the girl's face was interesting or not. And in this way, he proved a number of times that he was pretending, and the urge of pretension came from his infatuation, from his instant falling in love with the girl. And the entrance of the girl in his compartment was in fact a ray of light, in his dark life, because he usually cannot get such companion, a lively and interesting companion whose voice is so beautiful, so sweet and sparkling. And Ruskin Bond sketched the character of the narrator in the shade of these trivialities, these pretensions, and these are all pardonable pretensions, because he fell in a romantic feeling for the girl, a liking for the girl, and he clearly admitted in the beginning of the story that he wanted to hide his blindness. And when he clearly admitted that he wanted to hide his blindness, it was acceptable to the readers that he would take the course of lying and pretensions, and in fact he did so. So let me call it a day.